Welcome to Żywowo. That's a seaside of North Poland. It's in the Baltic Sea and it's called Mushroom, Żywowo. And we're here. You have forest and then you have the seaside on the other side. You can see the forest behind me. It looks gorgeous. And right now, like, it's really cold, as you see. And we're expecting snow tomorrow. So yeah. And I wanted to share from this spot about what convinced me to live in Poland, like to travel all the way from California to Poland. Weird, right? I left family, I left friends, I left a beautiful community over there that was my home. And I took the decision mainly because God was always opening the door in front of me and speaking to me since years ago. And one of the words that the Lord gave me was from the book of TOBIT, where TOBIT asked for Sarah to be his wife, right? And in this book is speaking about marriage, right? And I prayed since 2020, May 2020, I started praying with this word about marriage. And I prayed for someone to arrive to my life, right? I said, okay, you gave me this word, Lord. I think you have someone for me, right? You have someone stored for me that you designed accordingly for my likes and for my future. And you know, back then I had already like had dreams. I'm coming to Poland, but I couldn't travel, right, during that time. And later on, I met Bartek, my now husband. I met him and we fell in love after 1 month. We started like after 1 month, no, my love?
Yeah.
And I remember that the Lord continued, speaking to me about marriage. But after those 3 months like ended, because he just came for 3 months, I remember that he said, what's gonna happen? And I said, I don't know. I don't know, we had to take a decision, or I go over there or I do something, right? And we were praying, and through prayer and a lot of discernment we took, right, before taking the decision. I remember that he texted me and he said, I received this word from TOBIT. And he sent me the picture of the verse, right? And I said, no way. But it's a continuation from the part that I had read before, that I had proclaimed in my life, that I had received. And I was really shocked because the Lord knew in that moment that we needed that, no? Like, he knew that I was gonna understand the moment that he would tell me, this is him, right? This is him. This is what you were waiting for. And in this word of TOBIT, the continuation is from TOBIT 7. It says that TOBIT took Sarah to his father's house, and they live a happy life together. No, that's what it says, and we're gonna share it there later. You'll see it there, in the caption area. And for me, it touched me so much. But of course, I didn't say, oh yeah, you are. You are like what the Lord has speaking to me before years. We knew that the Lord put us together in that back then, and we're gonna later share about our story. This is just like what convinced me to come here, why I took this big decision in my life to come here to this place, like from the sunny California to the cold, freezing Poland and cloudy Poland. But it's beautiful here. It's so green and forest. And okay, I'm gonna leave it there. And I want to continue with this story. That what convinced me was this word, no? That he's saying that he took Sarah to his father's house, right? In that moment, I said, the Lord is telling me that he's gonna take me to Poland, right? But I didn't take it so literally, like that, no? I was like, I'm sorry for my mistake. I didn't take it so literally, like from there, but I continued praying, because he was about to leave, and I was like, okay, we cannot take just so fast decisions, right? And And we kept praying. We went to the embassy, the Polish embassy. We asked for some information. How could I come, right? If through visa, through permit, like work permit or student permit, or just come and get married right away. We knew that there was something special between us, and it's not that we're so crazy, but it was the Lord speaking to us, right? And I remember that later on in August, I had some friends coming to Poland, and I said, Lord, if you have a plan for me in Poland, I'm gonna do something really crazy, and I'm gonna do this leap of faith. And I did it. I did this leap of faith, and guess what? Guess what I did? So I told the Lord, if you want me before Christmas over there, I'm gonna send all my winter clothes. You know that I need my winter clothes. I need them, but I'm gonna send them to Poland, because when you ask something to the Lord, sometimes it's good to put a date that you need it for this date, right? And I remember that I said, Lord, you know that I need an answer before this time. And because Bartek had already invited me, after he came, we started speaking, and we were like trying to see what was the best option, right? And he invited me, so I was like, he's telling me by this date, and I needed an answer before that date. And I said, before Christmas, I'm gonna send my luggage with all my winter stuff, and it has to be before that date, because winter gets really cold here in the mountains, Lord, And I was praying like that. I was speaking to my Lord, and I remember that I took all my winter clothes, and I asked if I could. There's a doggy coming, my love. He's like so happy. Oh, he came to listen to us. So cute. And I remember that I sent this luggage by August with all my winter stuff. I asked my friends from community if they could take it, because they were coming to Poland back then. And they took my luggage, and Bartek had my luggage, and I said, okay, this is a step of faith. You're gonna provide before the time comes, and I'm gonna have an answer. Later on, in November, Bartek, he was praying, because we didn't know what was gonna happen in that time. And I remember that what was the passage? It was from Ruth, no? It was from Ruth. You read the chapter or something like that? It was from the book of Ruth, no?
Yes.
And it speaks about Ruth and Boaz, right? But before that, it speaks about like the Noemi, the prayer that she does, no? Like, don't ask me to leave you, and your country will be my country, your people will be my people, or your nation will be my nation, right? And it speaks the whole chapter about them, right? And then it speaks about Boaz taking Ruth to his country, no? And again, took her, right? And they live a happy life together. I don't know, really. I'm gonna put it there. I don't remember right now really well, but I'm gonna put it there, because it was like specifically like what we needed in that moment. And one friend that I have, she's my friend, like in Christ, like for so many years. She's more than a friend, really. And she was always telling me, when she met Bartek was over there, she would always tell me, that's your Boaz. That's your Boaz. And I was like, it's beautiful that she says that, no? And the later on, when he sent me this word about Ruth and Boaz, I said, this is it, Lord. You really are calling me to his country. Because speaking about, taking her, right? And I said, okay, Lord, I have to do this step of faith. Later on, Bartek finds the ticket, like a really convenient ticket, right? Really convenient ticket. We said, let's take it. If the Lord closes the door, he will close it if it's not for me. And if he wants me, it's gonna be wide open. And yeah, like I started, like many doors were starting to close back then when he bought the ticket. He bought my ticket, and doors started closing in front of me, like from job, from like relationships that I had to close, cycles, like many things were closing like in front of me, and I knew the Lord had prepared for me that time, right? And another word that he had given me back then, it was from Isaiah. It's I'm creating a new earth and a new heaven. I don't know which version says differently. And this word for me was speaking throughout the years about a new place, but I never got to know what this new place was, right? I thought he was speaking to me about city or other things, right? But no, it was about a new place. Truly, the Lord speaks through his word. And later on, there was another word that I had received before, that I was gonna go out of Babylon in joy and in peace, and the trees, the cypresses would dance and sing for joy. And this is what happened before my flight, like the day prior to my flight. There's a word, and it speaks about leaving Babylon, right? I received it in my personal prayer, like before I was praying, and the Lord gave me this word, and I knew by then that, okay, yes Lord, I will do it. I will go and do this step of faith. And a lot of people were like, oh, you're so brave. Oh, I pray a lot, and I discern a lot with my pastor, with my friends, with those friends that are really supportive to you, know, in many occasions. You need that support, right? Another of the things was the support of Bartek's family and my family. They were really supportive in our ideas, in what was gonna happen. We were sure that this was gonna happen, and we didn't have any date for marriage, like wedding, any proposal, anything. We just knew that I had to come here, and the things were gonna flow as the Lord promised. And yes, that's what happened. And I think whenever the Lord wants to take you to a place, you have to be really willing to listen and to know like his signs, because he speaks through signs and through many things that surrounds us, no? And he speaks differently to every person, but this is the way that he spoke to me, and that he spoke to Bartek, my husband now. And yeah, it's full of surprises, and I wouldn't be able to receive the blessing to be here if I would have never listened to the voice of God in my life. And yes, I'm cold, but I love this place, and I love to be with my husband, and I love to experience new things, you know? Like, I'm not in the same place like I was before. I'm just here in Poland, in the north side, where it snows, where it's really cold, it's freezing. And yeah, it's just I'm experiencing a blessing, a life of goodness that the Lord had for me. Not that he didn't have before, but he promises to us, his children, good things. And I always dreamed to be in Poland, and here I am. And I hope you enjoy my brief, or not brief, testimony from this beautiful place. And thank you for watching. I hope you were inspired, and hopefully you experience new goodness and new blessings from the Lord in your life. Bye bye from Poland. Greetings.